I'm Chicano, and this is paradise. Let me show you guys real quick what I'm talking about when I say paradise. Look at this crystal clear water right here. Look at that crystal clear water. This is all over the island too. All over the island. So many little caves like this one right here where you could remain hidden from the public, but right now there's no one here because of the time of year. Basically have the whole island to myself. But in the summertime, these little caves here, this little area, it's a good place to have a little private time with your loved one. My wife and I have actually had sex in some of these places, but you may be like, Rich, it's rocky, how could you have sex in these places? Well, we did it standing up, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there, because today I want to talk to you guys about my first time being locked up, which that's not what the video is about. The video is about bullies. Bullies, bullies, bullies. We all hate them, right? And I'm the type of dude I'm very calm by nature, very peaceful. You know, I'm like a big dog, whereas like, you know, we just rather chill. You know what I'm saying? We rather just chill and relax. You know, we don't want to fight nobody. We don't want to be aggressive and loud. We just want peace. But I do have that switch that if you mess with me, I'm gonna tear you up. And that's what happened when I was locked up. This is the story about Mark Bellows. Mark Bellows from Fruit Town Piru. What is up, brother? If you're watching this video, you remember our time locked up. Gonna give a shout out to Infant Luke from Harlem Crit 30s. What's up? Other fools I was locked up with too. Most of the people I was locked up with. This was during my youth. I had just turned 18 when I got locked up, and so I was at a sports camp. So most of the people I was with were black, and so I was just very talented athletically. I played baseball, I played football, and then I eventually ran track here at this camp, which is a famous camp. You guys probably heard about it. It's called Camp Kilpatrick. If it rings a bell, that's because The Rock starred in a movie about it. It's called Gridiron Gang. So yeah, that movie was about people like me, about kids like me. I was there. I went there on a scholarship, quote unquote scholarship, to play baseball, because when I got locked up, dude, that's my goal. I wanted to go there. I didn't want to go be with all the knuckleheads and shit that were out there, you know, just fucking gang banging and doing stupid shit. I didn't want to do that, and I didn't want to go to the fire camp because I didn't want it to be work. I wanted to go to a sports camp, and because sports is play, man. I mean, if you're locked up and you're in a sports camp, it's like, you know, you're on you're playing. Sports are fun. So I went there, and because I was one of the few Mexicans, and because, like I said, I was calm, I was quiet, I was meek. I guess this dude, you know, took my kindness for a weakness, and you know, he was a bully. He would try to push my buttons. He would try to push my buttons, you know, just make little comments, little remarks, you know, talking about, oh, you know, why are you running track? You know, Mexicans don't run track. Go play soccer, because there was a soccer team, and I sucked at soccer. I'm not good with my feet. I'm good with my hands, but I'm not good with my feet, and so you know, but I got good lungs. You know, I'm more of a distance runner than a sprinter, and he was a sprinter, you know. So yeah, you know, I just had enough of him wolfing. You know, he was loud, obnoxious, just you know, just talking shit all the time, and not just to me, to a lot of people. So, you know, one time we're about to go to class, because, you know, so we're still kids, so we have to go to class, and we're about to go to class, and this dude kept woofing. He kept woofing in my ear, you know, just talking shit, man. It's like, hey, when are you gonna quit the team? You know, you don't belong in this and this and that. And so I got tired of it. I turned around and I told him, say one more thing. And he's like, what? Blah, banged his ass. Boom, right in the chin. Boom, went to the side. He swung at me. I backed down, got one more clip on him right here in the back. Boom. Then he did a haymaker. Blah, that connected, got me in the ear. And then that's when the staff stepped in. And everybody was like, holy shit, because I got him good, man. That dude fell back. I got him good. And then after that, I earned my respect. You know, I earned my respect. Didn't fucking talk to me after that. I mean, didn't talk. He gave me looks. He gave me looks like he wanted to do something to me, but he never did. And he never talked shit to me again, dude. And I earned my stripes. I'm talking about I earned my stripes with that team. And it's one of the greatest times of my life. And that's gonna sound stupid because they're like, you were locked up, but fuck. I mean, I earned the respect of my whole team because I was the only Mexican on the track team. There was 2 others, but they were responsible for the equipment. You know, they were the equipment managers. And so I was the only one on the track team. I used to run the 800. I mean, you can't tell now. You can't tell that I used to run the 800 because I'm a power lifter now. That's what I do, I power lift. And so but back then, you know, I was thin. You know, I was like 170. Right now I'm like 240. So yeah, I earned my respect because I never ended. This is my claim to fame for running, you know, because I never ended up in last place. You know what I'm saying? But then I became a runner in like 6 months. You know, I like my lungs and all that. So because I was going up against guys that were running their entire high school career. You know, they started as a freshman and they were running, you know, whereas I played football. When I first, you know, got into high school, Garfield High School, East LA, I played football. And then later on, I played baseball at the same camp, Camp Kilpatrick. But an incident happened there too, where I got into a fight in Camp Kilpatrick, but that's neither here nor there. And this was with a white dude. We called him Wigington. But that's neither here. I'm not talking about that. So I got kicked off of the team. But and they were about to boot me. They were gonna say, hey, you gotta go with all the knuckleheads because you're a knucklehead. I'm like, I thought to myself, for one, I ain't a knucklehead. I just had to, you know, back my shit up. You know, for when people are racist to you, you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's what I did. And so yeah, and this guy was I'm not gonna talk about him. This is about Mark Bellows. Anyway, so yeah, and so because of that, I'm the coach of the track team. He was cool as fuck. And so he told me, hey man, if you don't want to leave, I got a spot for you on the track team. You got to run the 800. Like, but you got to lose some weight. So you got to, because I did. When I entered the track team, I was about 190, and I ended up getting down to 170 in the time that I spent there, which was, I'll say about 9 months. 9 months that I was locked up, 8 or 9 months around there. I don't know the exact time, but I lost weight and I did good. And so my claim to fame is that I never ended up in last place, right? Never. And this one time I was so close to finishing last place. I got pictures of all that. You know what? For this video, I'm gonna see if I could try to upload them. You know, I still don't know how to edit videos in that way, so where I can upload you know, stuff like that. But I'm gonna try to photos of when I was running the track. And so the story goes like this. You know, I was running and shit. You know, it was close to the end, and we're going up against a very powerful school that they were known for their track team. And so it was my turn to run 800. I was doing good, you know, and then slowly I started, you know, dipping to the back. All the elite guys went all the way to the front. And then the guy that was behind me, he was super skinny, man. This guy must have been like freaking 140 pounds, dude, 145 pounds. This guy was frail, thin, small, little skinny white boy. He was running behind me, and I could see him catching up. And usually my squad, they would just, you know, ignore all my runs, you know, because it was just like, okay, whatever. But they knew that my claim of fame, I was like, man, I'm never gonna finish last. I said, I'm never gonna finish last, and I promise you guys this. But this time, this guy was catching up to me, and my heart was pounding. I was like pounding because I was hard. It was a hard run. I remember it never being this hard. And so then they started watching. They started looking because the guy was catching up to me. And then at the end, for the last run, he started going really fast, jamming, and I could see him from behind me. And then everyone starts looking, on my whole squad, they start looking, and they're like, come on, Rich, come on, Rich. Everybody was cheering. Holy shit, that shit felt great, man. It was such a good feeling to, you know, to have all my sorry, I get a little emotional because it was such a great moment. Just having like my whole squad having my back, it gave me such a lift, so much inspiration. I just got a little burst because it was close to the end and they were coming. I got a little burst and I fucking shook that dude, man. I shook him. I left them in the pass, and when I crossed, I just fell to my knees and stuff, and they all came and surrounded me. They picked me up, you know, they gave me water, and they're like, that was a fucking good ass run. And I was like, man, I was so happy, and you know, I just felt like it was, you know, part of the team, you know. And this, I also want to touch on something on like race relations, man, especially in LA, because LA is so segregated because of gangs, you know, and gang politics, you know. And especially when you get locked up, they're like, hey, you got to be with your own people, you know. It is what it is, you know. But this is a perfect example of how we're more similar than we're different, you know. We're similar, man. Guys, no one is immune to the human condition. We're all similar. We suffer, we go through same things, especially in the hood, man, especially in LA. You guys know, blacks and Mexicans, we live the same type of struggle. We live the same type of struggle, you know. We go through the same shit. People that are from the hood, we go through the same shit. People that are from the barrio, we go through the same shit, you know. So I've never understood the division. I mean, I guess I did. It's power. It's about power. It's power moves, you know. That's why Compton is the way it is now. You know, Compton is mostly Mexican now, you know, because you know, the Mexican mafia and gangs, they did what they had to do, went to war with black gangs and started, you know, pushing the black gangs out of Compton, out of LA, and into San Bernardino, Riverside, Lancaster, all these other places, you know. So it's business. I get it, you know. But when you stop thinking about all the bullshit, like, you know, gangs and violence and territory and drugs and all that bullshit, is like, you connect with people. You connect with people because no one is immune to the human condition, man. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I don't know, man, I just felt great. I felt like I belonged, you know. And I didn't think it was gonna be like that, especially because when I first started, they were all giving me a hard time, you know. Man, what you gonna do in track, you know, and stuff like that. But I guess they were testing me. They wanted to see if I really wanted this, you know, if I really wanted to be part of the team, I really wanted to be part of the squad, you know, or if I was gonna like make them look bad, you know what I'm saying? And so that was like one of the greatest moments of my life, you know. And so, and because of at that time I was going through so much shit, going into you know, my 18th year. I was going through some mad drama. I had seen so much shit. I was fed up with the hood, man. I was like, what? Why? I pray to God, why do I have to be here, you know? Why do I have to be amongst all these fucking, you know, losers and lowlifes and, you know, drug addicts and you know, drug dealers and gangbangers, you know? And when you, at the end of the day though, it was like, it was all me. It was all my fault because, you know, I chose to get involved with all the homies, you know what I'm saying? I could have just ignored them and, you know, done my own thing, but I liked the action, you know, I liked the life. But it caught up to me where I was like, man, I don't want this for myself, you know. I'm lucky I matured at a young age, because then I was like, I don't want this for myself, you know. And yeah, that's my story. That's my story about first of all, I guess it ended up being a good story of victory, you know, because I felt great at the end. But it started off with bullies, right? You got to stand up for yourself. And in retrospect, thinking about it now, the whole team were bullies at the beginning, right? But what do you do? What do you do to bullies? You stand up to bullies. You punch them in the face like I did. Mark Bellows, fuck you, Mark Bellows. If you're watching, you were the worst of the worst. But everyone else, they were bullying me, you know. But now that I see it, you know, it was like, it was love, but it was almost like a test. They were testing you, you know. And sometimes that's what it is. People test you, man. People test you in life, and you can't shy away from conflict. You can't. If I could give you one piece of advice, don't shy away from conflict, right? Tackle it head on, because otherwise it's gonna eat you up on the inside. It really will, guys. So that's my message for today. I hope you guys like this video. I got a little emotional there, but hey man, I got a lot of love in this heart, dude, and God is with me. When God is with you, your heart is like, so it fills you with so much love for the world. And I never want to lose this. I never want to lose this. That's why I pray every day. I read the Bible. I meditate on the word. I ask God for guidance, and guess what? He guided me here to paradise, man. Why? Because I've been adhering to his teachings. I've been doing what he's been telling me to do. And if I mess up, I immediately get on my knees and pray. Immediately, you know, there's no shame in that. That's exactly what you have to do. You have to get down on your knees, pray, tell God you're sorry for what he's been sorry for what you've done, you know, and you ask for guidance, and you listen to God. You listen to God through your conscience. That's him talking to you, and you act accordingly. Because when you act accordingly, you're gonna be so satisfied, fam. You're gonna be so satisfied. You're gonna be so happy, and things are gonna start going your way. Just don't do what you know you're not supposed to, and then bam, you could have something like this too. Look at that beautiful sailboat over there. Hey, I'm fresh to the island, but if you guys follow me long enough, you're gonna see me with one of those. An even better one. I actually want a speedboat. Alright, man. And here's my squad. That's me right there, front and center. That's Mark Bellows right there. Where's this guy right here is in the back. That's Harlem Crip. That's Infant Luke. And then we have Pasadena Devil Lane right here, amongst others. So, yeah.